Hi and good morning to everyone. Today, our group is excited to present a fascinating plant species that is not only important from a biological perspective, but also deeply rooted in local culture across the Southeast Asia. We will be talking about a common yet remarkable fern called Diplazium Esculentum, also known as a vegetable fern or pucuk paku in Malay language. Although it may appear simple, this fern play a significant role in biodiversity, culinary tradition, and even traditional medicine. It is widely recognized for its edible young fruit, which are used in a variety of traditional dishes, but its significance goes far beyond the kitchen. In our presentation today, we will guide you through 5 sections, which is the first one is we will explain its taxonomy and classification. Next, we will explore its ecological role and habitat. Then we will explain its visual characteristics and how humans interact with this plant. Lastly, we will wrap it with the conclusion highly its overall importance in science and society. Let's begin our journey into the world of Diplazium Esculentum.
Method involving spores. These spores, typically found as tiny brown dots on the underside of the fronds, are essentially microscopic packets of potential new life. Once mature, they are released into the air, and if they land in a hospitable environment, usually somewhere moist, they can germinate and grow into new ferns.
So the first one, we are going to talk about the kingdom Plantae. Land plant like evolvedly from aquatic multicellular green algae, sharing features like chlorophyll, carotenoids, starch storage, and cellulose-rich wall. Plants develop conducting tissue, cuticles, stomata, and seeds, reducing the reliance on water for reproduction. Plants exhibit alternation of generation, and the oldest land plants fossil date back to the Sulfuran period over 400 million years ago. So secondly, we are going to talk about phylum Pteridophyta. There are an estimate 10,000 species of ferns in the world. Pteridophytes are vascular, free-sporing plants with a life cycle featuring independent gametophyte and sporotype stage. The sporophyte is well differentiated into adventitious roots, stems, aerial or underground, and leaf. They exhibit both advanced traits like vascular tissue and primitive traits like spore-based reproduction and lack of seed. Third one, we are going to talk about the class of Polypodiopsida. It possesses a large leaf with branching veins believed to have evolved from the basal stem system. It is capable of asexual reproduction through the underground stems. It also produces haploid spore that develop into bisexual gametophyte with both Aetheridia and Achegonia.
So firstly, I'm going to explain the order, which is Aetherials. Aetherials is a relatively small order within the Eupolypods clade of Polypodials, representing an advanced group of leptosporangiid ferns. So these ferns thrive in moist, shady environments and are typically identified by their delicate fronds and creeping rhizomes. Secondly is the family, which is Aetheraceae. Aetheraceae contains around 600 terrestrial fern species spread across temperate and tropical regions of the Aetheraceae, commonly found alongside streams and in moist forest understories.
As for the genus, it is called Diplazium. It is a large genus of approximately 400 twinsorous ferns. It is called twinsorous because of their paired indicia on each fern. It is distributed across tropical and subtropical zones, with a few species reaching into temperate climates. Plants typically have creeping to erect rhizomes, scaly stems, and fronds that may be evergreen or deciduous, sometimes with a storage-bearing tropopod. As for the species, it is called Diplazium Esculentum, or what we commonly known as vegetable fern, and is one of the most widely consumed fern in Asia and Oceania. It features an ascending rhizome which can grow up to 1 meter tall, and it is covered with rufous scales. Other than that, its fronds can span 1 to 1.5 meter in length, and it's bipinnate with brownish petioles and black scaled bases. Young featherheads, they are edible, and it is commonly cooked or be eaten raw in salads, and it is valued for their nutrient content, which is rich in protein, fiber, iron, phosphorus, potassium, and also antioxidant.
The ecological role of Diplazium esculentum: first, prevent soil erosions. Diplazium esculentum grows well in wet area like near river and in rice field. Its roots help to hold the soil, which prevent erosion and keep the ground strong. Next, keep the ground moist. These ferns can hold water in the soil and help keep the area moist. It also slows down the flow of water and filters it, making the environment cleaner. Next, provide shelter for small animals. The plant's thick leaf creates shade and protection for small animals like insect, frog, and snail. These animals use the plant as a home or hiding place. Next, food for humans and wildlife. People eat the young shoots as vegetables. Besides humans, some insects and animals also eat this plant.
Although widely consumed by humans, it is also a food source for herbivorous insects and some wildlife, especially in wet forest areas. For your guys' information, this plant also known as the first species to colonize disturbed wet areas such as abandoned paddy fields or floodplains. It is useful in ecological restoration, especially in riparian zones, which is river edges.
Diplazium esculentum, also known as fern, thrives in moist, shady, and temperate to warm environments. Its natural habitats include: first, tropical rainforest. This plant is commonly found on the dim forest floor, where sunlight only reaches indirectly through the large leaves of tall trees. Second, riverbanks and swampy areas. These areas provide constant moisture, suitable for rhizome growth and spore formation.
Other than that, Diplazium esculentum can also be found in moist areas with organic-rich soil, because high humus soil that retains moisture is essential to support dense, healthy leaf growth. It can be found in areas such as campus forests or botanical gardens, and they usually grow in sheltered areas near large trees that provide shade.
In essence, Diplazium esculentum exhibits a complex set of interaction ranging from its role as a food source and traditional medicine to its influence on its surrounding ecosystem and its potential to interact with biological systems through its chemical compounds. Diplazium esculentum, known as a vegetable fern, is served as a food source for humans. Besides that, this vegetable interacts with its habits by influencing the nutrient cycling and soil condition in its immediate vicinity. There are many interaction elements that have been researched, such as human compositions, ecological interaction, and also chemical and biological interactions. So this vegetable as a food source is in human consumption. Meanwhile, for ecology interactions category, that have a habits influence, nutrient cycling, and potential pest control. We know that Diplazium esculentum thrives in humid, shady location, often near water source, and can be found in forests, plantations, and along margin of fields. It also contributes to nutrient cycling in its ecosystem by absorbing minerals and elements from the soil and releasing them back through decomposition.
Surprisingly, dried rhizomes of Diplazium Esculentum have shown insecticidal properties. Potentially, it can deter some pests. Last but not least, the interaction of this fern is actually chemical and biological interaction. From the aspect of phytochemicals, this Diplazium Esculentum, it contains various bioactive compounds like flavonoids, phenolic acids, and also saponins, which all of these bioactive compounds, it contributes to its medicinal properties and potential interactions with biological systems. After that, we proceed with the antimicrobial and antibiotics activities, and this fern has demonstrated the antimicrobial activity against certain bacteria and antioxidant properties, which it can be attributed to its phytochemical composition. And in the end, we can conclude that Diplazium Esculentum is the species that is easy for adaptation and interaction with the environment.
Special characteristic about this species of fern. First, you can see from the leaf, this plant has leaves that curve downward like sword. Small leaf blade, fine, arranged in pair along the main leaf blade. Second, we can see from its stem, it's a creeping rhizome and grow below the soil surface or slightly above the soil. This rhizome is responsible for vegetative reproduction. And third, the spore. This plant does not flower or bear root fruit. The spore that's formed under the surface of the leaf.
In conclusion, pucuk pako or Diplazium Esculentum is a type of edible fern that grows in a damp, shady places like riverbanks and forest edges. It can be also found around our campus. It belongs to the plant kingdom and is a part of a fern group. This plant helps nature by stopping soil erosion, keeping the ground moist, and giving shelter to small organisms. Even though it looks simple, pucuk pako is important in our ecosystem. By learning about plants like this, we understand how every species plays a role in keeping nature healthy. Protecting biodiversity on campus means we are caring for our environment and making sure it lasts for the future. So, let's work together and appreciate and protect the plants and animals around us. Thank you.
Bestie. Yay! Forever. Yay! Yay!